Man, I've been working for a long, long time.
Welcome to the UTD documentary.
Beer, I woke up with designer. Beer, I stay tripping. Since on my name and I found you. Beer, you stay tripping. Yeah, they hating on my grind. Hate the way I'm living. Talk on my name, break your spine. Beer, I stay.
A couple days ago, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I want to go back to my old sound and really like amplify it. You know what I mean? Like, do something crazy and like, I don't know, something experimental. You know what I mean?
Bro.
Do something I haven't done before.
I feel you, bro. That sounds gonna be hard. You know a name for it?
I mean, I've been thinking about it. I think I want it to be like something dark. You know what I mean? Okay. So I have a couple titles written down. Do you mess with the Hold on, I'm gonna read this one out to you. Do you like Alicia and the Dragon?
Know who you are. What was the process of making this album?
Well, it was definitely really difficult because, when I was starting the idea, I wanted to make sure I'd make something that was different and experimental, but would also hit the same or even better than the rest of my music. And that was the first stage of creation. So, I really had to take a lot of time and a lot of time to myself to really figure out what direction I was going to go, considering the fact that I wanted to make it sound different, And, but the other thing was also funding. Trying to sit down and figure out how I was going to fund this whole thing was definitely not easy. Because when you're dropping an album, you have to consider everything from, studio time, funding studio time, to promoting. And then you always have post-promotion that you have to pay for. So it definitely, it wasn't easy.
Okay, all right, makes sense. What are you hoping to achieve releasing this album?
Well, obviously, it's experimental. So if it doesn't go well, I'm not going to be too surprised, right? I'm gonna be frustrated, of course. I feel like, you should be after putting a lot of time into an album like I have, but I won't be too surprised. But considering how my last EP that I dropped was experimental and it did really well, I think this will as well, And I really hope that this album is going to be what launches me into my next stage of my career. So when it comes to achieving things, I just want to make sure I pass every other album I've put out, numbers-wise. And I also just want this album to make my fans happy.
Thank you, man.
It hasn't been easy creating this album. From the start, I wanted to make something that had a meaning to it. And while doing so, I've had financial struggles from every standpoint, from funding studio sessions to getting ready to fund the promotion for the album. But even through all that, I definitely think that, this is going to do well. And I really do believe that you guys are going to enjoy this.